I am the disabled guy with the disabled life. This podcast is going to be about disabled issues and other things that interest me and others from the disabled community. I did this so that people understand what we go through in life and what we do, because a lot of what we do, it is interesting. I'm also going to talk a little bit about ADA and things of that nature. It's something that's very important to me and something that I learned a lot about when I did an episode. I'm going to talk more about it. Okay. This podcast, it's going to come out at 10 p.m. Saturday and Wednesday. So that's when that's when I think most people listen. Most people listen at night or have the episodes there for during for the daytime. So let me stop this. Stop. Okay, what I'm going to talk about today is this. Okay, I have a blood disorder called polycythemia vera. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's where I make too much red blood cells or hemoglobin. So the only treatment it's available is to do like a blood donation and they throw the blood away. Okay, that's what this is. But what I'm going to say is not talk about the disorder that much. I just needed to give you that so you would know what I'm talking about. We have that on the male side of our family. My grandfather had it. From my dad's side, he did not tell us that he had that. So what happened was, when I went to the doctor and they thought I had leukemia, they thought I had all these things, and I went after PET scan, test after test after test. And I'm like, no. I went through all this, test after test after test. And then she goes, oh no, it's polycythemia. So, and then they thought that I also lived in somewhere up north in mountains, because of that makes more hemoglobin because you need more oxygen. So I'm like, okay. So then finally, we find out that my grandfather had that, but he wouldn't tell anybody. He wouldn't tell anybody about the medical condition, whatever. Then, okay, so they found that I had it, everything was fine, this and that. For my dad, it was different because we already knew about this. He knew about it through me. So what I'm saying here, it's very important for you as a person, male, female, whatever the case may be. Please tell your family what you have, because it makes life easier. I wouldn't have had to go through so many tests. If I would have known from my grandfather that we had that in our family. It's important. That's why I say it's very important for you to find out. As a disabled person, as an adult, anybody, find out. And if you have something that it's family, it's hereditary. Sorry, I can't say the word right. Just talk about it. And tell your family you have this disorder or whatever the heck it is, because it needs to be there. You need to know. Your family needs to know. Don't be so proud and not tell the family. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. Because for example, in my case, I went through so many tests to find out that I had this, when they could have, I know that I could have eliminated this one. Another thing I'll tell you is I had a bad pneumonia. I had a bad pneumonia when I was a child. Pneumonia causes scar tissue on your lung. When they were doing this test, they thought I had lung cancer, because they saw the scar tissue. They had to put me through another scan to know that. And then my mom says, "Oh, you had pneumonia when you were a kid." I'm like, "Oh God, I wish you would have told me this, because then I would have been able to. I would have given that as a differential diagnosis, if you know what that is. That's possible. That's possibilities for things that you may have. So keep it in mind. It's important, very important, for you as a disabled person or not disabled person to talk to family about what is going on. For example, one thing that I do, so I don't forget to tell anybody anything, what I will do is I do this. I let my mom and dad come in to the doctor room so that they hear what I hear in case they have questions. They don't have to, but I let them. It's something that most adults don't do, but I want to go ahead and do it because I feel that if they have questions, they should be able to answer them. And that way I don't forget. That's a piece of advice. Try to bring somebody in with you so that you understand what the doctor is saying to you. It's something important. It's something that I feel that you need, that you don't need to do, but I recommend you do. It's something that I do. It's something that's okay with me. It is. It is not something. I don't hide health issues because why? It's not necessary, and I live with my family, so that's important for them to know what is going on and what isn't going on. So anyway, I will say, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just because that's just a piece of advice. Sometimes you don't understand what's going on with the doctor, or sometimes I'll say, I'll talk to them after I ask them, do you agree with what I did? It's an opinion. I like to have people's opinions on things that involve me and involve the family, and I don't live in a bubble. I live around my family. That's the way things are. I felt I needed to do this one because I felt that this is one that I I thought of it and I said, let me do it, because I felt that people need to know and people need to understand how important it is to let your family members help and let your family members know what is going on and what is happening with you. It is really important to me. That's something. It's part of being a good member of a family. Because if you tell people what is going on, you're empowering your family members when it comes to their own health. That's something that some people don't believe, but I believe that. So because I believe that, I feel it's important for them to know what's going on with me, so that even family members that are not close, I will tell cousins, people, I would tell them, because they need to know, because it's for their health and they can get checked for stuff. So with that, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to my episodes. My episodes will come out Monday and Wednesday. You can listen to me on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and many others, including iHeartRadio. The reason I've done this podcast is to give people a voice, because I think that the disabled community is missing a voice, but I am in a unique position of being able to afford minimal equipment to do this. I'm going to give you my email address. If you want to contact me, is ke4key@gmail.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, at the Disabled Guy, and a few other places where I put my episode out on Facebook too. With that, thank you for listening. And once again, I'll see you on Wednesday with a new episode, possibly a guest episode. I don't know if I'm gonna get it at any time. Thank you.